Menos mirar, más tocar, menos hablar, más probar. Baron Ambrosia, Bronx Flavor, satisfaction knows him not.
Hunted hero hunting,
Crop cream quaffing is his lot.
supernatural stunting,
Destroyer of hypocrisy,
preposterous opponent of passion.
illicit tour of fantasy,
No earthbound force can stop him.
explores the world through his
No
mouth,
flavor shall elude his kiss.
crushing quackery north and south.
Culinary consciousness.
He doesn't rest, he only feasts. How will we soothe the savage beast?
He doesn't rest, he only feasts. How will we soothe the savage beast?
Bronx Flavor, Bronx Flavor, Bronx Flavor, Bronx Flavor.
Bronx flavor, Bronx flavor, Bronx flavor, Bronx flavor.
Bronx Flavor!
It started out like any other afternoon. I hadn't eaten in over an hour and was on the verge of starvation. I drove about desperately in search of sustenance, and there was not a force on the planet that could distract my quest. Well, maybe one. I could hear a faint angelic cry, and decided to seek out the source. My delicate siren! You have the most seductive voice I've ever heard. Since Joe Bataan.
Thank you. It's so sad that nobody's gonna be able to hear it today because my ride just flaked out.
Ah, yes. That insidious cast known as the Unreliable. But have no fear, desperate child, for I just happen to be going in that direction.
What direction are you going to?
Whatever direction you need me to go.
Oh my god, that's wonderful. I'm Andre, la fosforera.
I'm Baron Ambrosia, quaffer of culinary consciousness. By the way, I need to get some food along the way. Where are we going?
I'm going to Bruckner Bar and Grill.
Bruckner Boulevard? Here we come. I needed a meal and she needed a ride. And there was only one thing that could stop us. Our simple mission was quagmire-free, until we hit a head-banded detour that sent us deep into the most mysterious corner of the Bronx, Hunts Point. Once within the Point's perplexing labyrinth, all the streets began to look the same. It wasn't long before vertigo set in.
Do you think we are lost?
Baron Ambrosia doesn't get lost. I'm just a little... Hold on. Must eat.
I'm gonna be late for my gig. This is so important for me. Think. Be rational.
I have to eat first. Don't worry about your little musical.
First, we need to get your car fixed, Baron.
How can there just be a place where someone can get a car fixed and get some good food at the same time?
Oh my god, Baron, look! It's small critters! God just heard you.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how you doing?
Pretty well. Would you mind taking a quick look under the hood? The old girl's acting a bit barmy.
Okay, well, I got a few cars ahead of you, so why don't you kids go grab yourself some barbecue and I'll be with you shortly.
Don't mind if I do.
What do you want?
I heard we can get some good barbecue in these parts.
Guess you need to see Mo.
Hey kids, what can I get you?
Wait, weren't you just Over there?
I would like one, please.
One of what?
One of everything.
Mo Gritters is quite arguably the most unique business in the Bronx, as it is the only joint where one can get an oil change while chowing down on some tender, full-flavored ribs. What kind of genius would think to create such a business, you ask? His name is Fred Donnelly, but in the streets of the Point, he is better known as Mo Gritter.
I started cooking barbecue on Saturdays for the customers, like customer appreciation, and we'd have some barbecues out here. I purchased a small smoker, started smoking meats, and it caught on. The customers liked it, and so it got more and more popular. And people would say, "Why don't you, open up a barbecue place?" So I designed the trailer that you saw outside. You know, it was just a fun place to come. You know, a 35-foot red barbecue trailer in the middle of the South Bronx. It's tough because people don't understand a car repair. You know, they're not in a very good mood. And all of a sudden you incorporate something that's a lot of fun, like barbecue, and they're sitting back and they get more relaxed, and it builds a lot of trust up in people too. You know, they see you're about something more than just repairs, and they're sitting down enjoying barbecue, so it makes it a little easier for them to swallow too. Well, my father has been here since 1958, and when I was a kid here, they actually used to see hunters walking by with dogs and shotguns to, hunt rabbit and pheasant and stuff like that before the meat market was put up. I've seen it come in a full circle to where it was very badly crime-ridden, and now it's cleaned up tremendously where, the community has really gotten involved, and it's a great neighborhood. It's a lot more complicated fixing a car than you would think than going into barbecue, but if you fix a car and something should go wrong, people could always bring it back. But one thing about food, you've got to get it right every time the first time.
As a mechanic himself, Mo carefully hand selects only the most skilled automotive technicians to work in his garage. He must be able to trust them completely so that he may have the time he needs to tend to his meat without interruption. Great barbecue starts out with great wood, and in Mo's case, this means a truckload of cherry. Mo will use the wood to cook, as well as flavor the meat, with a technique described as low and slow. By cooking the meat at a low temperature, roughly 190 degrees, for a long period of time, about 6 hours, it will absorb a rich variety of characteristics from the wood, imparting subtle flavors ranging from fruity to spicy. The slow cooking will also work to break down a lot of the collagen within the meat, rendering it seductively tender. But before the meat hops into the smoker, Mo uses his strong hands to gently massage the choice cuts in salt, garlic, pepper, and his top secret dry rub mixture. As well as bring out the meat's succulent juices, the dry rubbing process will also form an additional outer layer of flavor known as the bark. Then it's into the Southern Pride smoker for 6 hours of hot, smoky passion. Before reaching the plate, some of Mo's meats, such as a rack of ribs, will go through a final glazing with his signature barbecue sauce, which is then customarily caramelized on a searing grill. Although romanticized by the cow wranglers of the Old West, who were known to slow smoke tough cuts of meat on long cattle drives, the term barbecue is thought to have origins in the Taino word barbacoa, which refers to a large fire pit used to cook whole animals. Mo has tirelessly researched barbecue's evolution and history, mastering the subtle craft to soul-stealing perfection. And to meet the outrageous demand for his product, Mo has recently opened a second flagship location, 632 East 186th Street, in the Belmont section of the Bronx. His magnum opus, known also as the Hungry Man's Platter, is a luscious litany of pulled pork, ribs, brisket, locally made sausage, and delightfully smoky chicken breast. The HMP is known to feed 4 to 5 people. I figured this was a good place to start. There's a particular nirvanic bliss that can only be attained by
erotically eating tender smoked barbecue on an empty stomach. A tingling enchantment that gives one a sense of wholeness and peace with the entire universe, except for perhaps hardline vegans. As my stomach filled with the tangy carnage, I felt I could stay in the Mogritter Lounge for the rest of my days. And if it had a marble tub full of warm scented waters, well, I probably would have.
So, how was the barbecue?
Mo, I must say your barbecue's completely exquisite.
Good to hear. But just some friendly advice. When I'm done working on your car, get right out of here. And in the meantime, no snooping around.
But snooping around is kind of a major pastime for me.
Well, I wouldn't want to get the ghost of Captain Kidd to get you.
Ghost?
Oh yeah, he's a real nuisance in these parts.
Oh, really?
Yikes!
So enjoy the barbecue. But beware!
Baron, but he told us not to snoop.
Yeah, well, Mo Gritter should know better than to tell Baron Ambrosia about something strange and unusual going on. In my whole life, I've wanted to give proof to the existence of the paranormal. I mean, think about it. What kind of clothing does a ghost wear? I mean, do they wear what they wore when they died, or just something that represents their spirit when they were living? And if they're wearing a watch, I mean, you know, what time would it say, you know?
I think you might find out right now.
What was that?
Baron should know better than to snoop around. Oh, Ryder, you know that he won them. Now they're all getting chased down to a creepy graveyard, and they're making haste. Captain's kids, ghosts don't need no fuel. Energy drinks of caffeine pills. He ain't gonna rest until he's biting his spell with sweeping feathers and lavender tails. With sweeping feathers and lavender tears. With sweeping feathers and lavender tears. With sweeping feathers and lavender tears.
Where are we?
I don't know. This must be the Hunts Point Market. Let's check it out. Hunts Point is best known for its world-renowned produce, meat, and fish markets, which are highly regarded as the nation's most important places of culinary commerce. The produce market is the largest in the nation, and to this day it serves as the benchmark of green leafy quality and farm-grown goodness. Fruit and vegetables from around the world arrive daily by truck, air, and rail, and are sold to businesses by the over 50 merchants operating within the market's walls. One firm of note is the legendary DeRigo Brothers. This family-run business has been an integral part of the Hunts Point produce market since its inception in the 1960s. I catch up with Matthew DeRigo, aka Matty Cabbage, to learn more.
They did a study called the Market Relocation Committee study back in the 50s. They picked Hunts Point as the ideal location to have a big distribution center because it was in the population center. And about 12 years later, they opened up. Since then, Hunts Point has been the leading terminal market for fresh produce in the country. It's the largest, it's probably the best known. It's probably the most well-preserved in terms of its customer base. A lot of terminal markets have changed a lot. We have this mom and pop industry here in New York that is really still very vibrant and vital, and it really supports us, and we support it. Fresh fruits and vegetables are unanimously hailed as healthy for you, whether they're organic or conventional. There's not a health agency in America or around the world that doesn't say a diet rich in fresh fruits and vegetables is really, really good for any person. So in terms of that, I feel very fortunate to actually deal in goods that are universally hailed as healthy for you. It makes you feel good about coming to work. At any given time, there are 2 million boxes of produce in this market. That's the standing inventory of the market. It probably sells about twice over a week, the inventory. We turn it over twice. So probably 4 million boxes. If you multiply by pounds, it's probably about 50 million pounds of produce. It does $2 billion of sales. It supplies every kind of fruit and vegetable, basically, that you can come up with that's available at the time to the 18 million metropolitan New Yorkers that are here with a, say, 100-mile radius of this place we're sitting. It is basically supplying all the mom and pop stores, all the independent restaurants, all of your fruit peddlers that are out on the sidewalks on Lexington Avenue get their product from here.
When explored on foot, the Rigo Brothers becomes an Eden-esque menagerie. Fruit, when presented in such overwhelming kaleidoscopic variety, is transformed from safe and nutritious foodstuff to sinful nature candy. Plum varieties with strangely alluring monikers glisten in the sunlight and beckon one to tear at their tangy flesh. Pink peaches threaten to burst under the strain of their own ripeness, reluctantly releasing their sugary nectar. Sassy ruby currants dance and dangle like tart jewels, demanding to be plucked unmercifully from their heather-hued stems in savage abduction. And with little more than a gentle caress, a dignified black fig shyly releases its succulent ooze. In the distance, a crate of noble green apples begs for a speedoed swan dive. And what of the apricots? Oh, don't get me started on the apricots. Now, when exploring the market, keep in mind, it is busy and bustling. One needs to be careful not to get in the way.
Should know better than to snoop around, snoop around. Oh, brother, you know that he won't live. Now they're all getting chased down through a haunted produce market, and they're making haste. Through a haunted produce market, and they're making haste. Through a haunted produce market, and they're making haste.
God, we can't keep doing this all day.
What are we gonna do?
You know what? I don't want to break out the heavy artillery, but start warming up the best siren song you know.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sweet music. It's time to rope us some pirate ghost.
No, Baron, no!
Boo's gonna be pretty happy when he sees that we caught this pesky ghost, who I don't believe is a ghost at all. In fact, Captain Kidd is none other than... Mo Gritter? I didn't see that one coming.
Why would you want to scare away all of your customers?
Well, years ago, I found a map that Captain Kidd left behind of the treasures down here. So I started this business so that I have more time to look for the treasure. Business got so busy, I never had time to look for it. So I dressed up as the ghost to scare the customers away to give me more time.
Mo, why didn't you say that in the first place? Aside from being world-acclaimed Ghostbuster, I'm also world-renowned for my sense of smell. I can smell treasure a mile away.
Sounds good, but we guys on time? He's get me out of this costume.
No problem.
The thrilling prospect of finding buried treasure helped Andre and I to ignore the fact that Mo had spent the better half of the day attempting to murder us in various grisly fashions. But soon enough, my olfactorous superpowers picked up the scent of soiled chest.
Oh my god! Let's see what's inside!
What do you got in there?
What's in it?
It's a piece of paper.
Oh my god, what does it say?
1 pound of beef, 2 cups of soy sauce, 4 cloves of garlic, 5 cups.
Wait a minute, it looks like a barbecue recipe. Yeah, you mean to tell me all these years and I've been looking for a lousy barbecue recipe?
Well, irony's a twisted sister, is she not? But I guess it just goes to show you that sometimes the greatest treasures are right out in the open, such as Mo Gritter's barbecue, right here in Hunts Point in the South Bronx.
That recipe belongs to me!
Mo, aren't you getting a little tired of the whole pirate thing? I mean, come on, you know.
Over here.
Well, if you're over here, and he's over there, that means that you're a real ghost!
Hey, where's everyone going? This is Captain Kid saying I could do a close or two. Always bringing out the Bronx flavor in you!